Hey guys, what's up? It's Queenie here. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see from today's video title, I'm going to be showing you how I achieve a really big puff, well, as big as I can, for my pretty short natural hair. So I have a few techniques that I like to use to make sure it's nice and stretched and full at the same time. So as you can see, my hair is braided, so I'm undoing it so my hair is already nice and stretched. So this will allow for maximum length in my puff. So my roots are stretched and I still have a little bit of texture in there since it was in a braid. So I'm just going in and brushing it out with a nice brush. I'm trying to be a little bit gentle on the ends so I don't create too much frizz. And I'm just brushing out my roots for the most part, you know, but sometimes you can't avoid it if your hair is this short. You just got to brush through the whole thing. So I'm just making sure I get all the back and I comb through all the knots in the roots so it's so much easier to put up. Alright, so now I'm going in with some ecostyler. I try not to use too much just because I don't want to wet my hair, because if I do, my curls will revert and it'll start to curl up and we won't get as much stretch and length as we want. So I just put a touch on the perimeter and just blend it through so I can get a bit of smoothness. Right here you see me using a piece of nylon, a piece of pantyhose that I ripped off, and that's what I use to do my puffs. It's nice and smooth and it glides right up my head, doesn't pull on anything, and it's still very comfortable and soft. So yeah, you should definitely get some pantyhose and rip them up and use that to tie your hair. It's really handy and it's affordable. So as you can see, I pick a perfect spot on my head and I tie the pantyhose in the back, and then that's about it. So this is the key to having the puff look big. So I take a bobby pin and I pull a chunk of my hair forward, and then I pin it down and I let it sit that way. So I pull the sides of my head, I take a bobby pin, same thing, and I pin it down. So this gives the illusion that my hair is just flourishing and growing outwards and that there's a bit of weight to my hair. So it just makes my puff look bigger, rounder, and just longer. You guys can see the difference between the two sides. So yeah, I just go around my head and I make sure I get all the different chunks and parts and create the most round puff I can. Alright, so now it's time to add some texture back into my ends. So I'm going in with a spray bottle all over, and I'm just kind of massaging it in, squeezing it in, scrunching it in, whatever you want to call it, so my hair can absorb it pretty quickly, if that makes sense. So that's, you guys can see that. So you can go ahead and add some ecostyler to individual strands if you want and curl them up. Or I prefer to put ecostyler in my hand and kind of just massage it in the same way I did the water. So then this allows my hair to curl up and form into clumps on its own. I don't really care for much definition in this puff, so yeah, just let it do its own thing, massage it in, and leave it alone. So I'm adding some ecostyler to my edges, pulling out some sides, you know, adding some personality to this puff. And then I'm just going to slick my little old edges and make it look somewhat neater, I guess. Or you can just slick it all back. It's up to you. So that's just what I'm doing. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a scarf on it. So while I put this scarf on it, I'm going to work on my puff and make sure I have it looking how I want it to look and just go through everything. So as you can see, I'm doing the same method on the back, which is pulling it out, pinning it down, and creating a bigger, rounder puff. So then it just looks like my hair naturally sits at this length. So I just wait about 10 minutes before I take my scarf off and I let my edges sit, get smooth and all that. Make sure that my hair is clumping up nicely. I don't need to add any water, you know, it looks pretty good. So I take my scarf off and I just clean it up, and that's basically it. Not much going on with my edges. And yeah, if you need to add a bit more volume, you can go ahead and pick it with a wide tooth comb or an afro pick. Pull it up as much as you can, get that stretch, girl, and make it look like your hair is just, that's just where it's at. Little do people know we stretched it for a day, you know what I mean? And added some pins and stuff. So that is basically it for this video. My puff is full, it's fluffy, it's natural, textured, and just, you know, doing its own thing, but it looks great. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you thumbs up, comment down below, let me know what you think, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.